Welcome, welcome, welcome on this Mother's Day, Sunday, the 11th of May, second Sunday in May. Welcome to all of you who are joining us today. I hope you're wherever you are in the world, morning, noon, evening, that your world is being celebrated, surrounded by mother energy. So welcome, welcome. So I believe we have the disclaimer up. No disclaimer. That's okay. I will tell you the disclaimer. The disclaimer is everything we share here with information and things that actually happen in our lives. But you are, the word that came to mind is self-governing, and you choose to do the things that you wish to try. Not everything that we share may happen the same way for you, but if they do happen in the lives of people that are sharing. So welcome. I appreciate you're here. I am going to start with announcements today. And the first one is, this is the Global Healing Call. So it's supposed to be a healing call and a fun call. And that's kind of what some of my intention is today, to make us smile and think about the best of ourselves and the best of those who have been our mothers. Um, we may have had a physical mother and other people in our lives that may be female, that may be male, man or woman, that have touched our lives in mothering ways. We all have ideas about what mothering is. So the remedy of the week, which you're going to find in the newsletter. So if you don't get the newsletter, you might want to get it. It's the remedy for joint pain, healing, swelling, and arthritis. And we have Zoom calls that are in Portuguese that happen the 27th of May. We have an Asian Pacific community call that happens the 30th of May. And of course, our Ancient Secrets Unstoppable, you got to love that word, unstoppable love celebration, with the theme that now is the time, is happening in Sedona on June 10th, 11th, and 12th. So if you haven't signed up, please sign up. We are going to be there and share the love in this community that is unstoppable. We have other things that are available for you, which is self-guided courses. We have the Ancient Secrets 101, which is self-guided, that you can sign up for. The Ancient Secrets, the 100 days, and I have participated in all of these. They are life transforming. And then we have our detoxes, and both of them are self-guided. One is the 7-day detox. The other is the 30-day detox, where you not only detox, but you're with people in community that help you through the detox, and you get to learn more about Ayurveda and how lifestyle and diet are so key in your longevity and continued health. Let's see, there's also the Pulse Clinic is coming up in Sedona in June on June 5th, 6th, and 5th, 6th, and 8th. And Dr. Giovanni will be here for doing the Pulse Clinics. So if you haven't met the most loving man on the planet, you haven't met Dr. Giovanni. And lastly, we will not be having art time in May. So those of you who were looking forward to it, I apologize. Things have come up, but there will be no art time. And so mark your calendars for that too. So at this time, I would love for Carol to share with us about mothers.
Oh, mothers. So it's something that I'll try to keep this brief and short, but I have a friend who's really struggling in her third pregnancy with the others two being unsuccessful. And I was telling her, sharing with her the concept that the fetus actually helps the mother heal. There's cells in the DNA that transfer from the placenta into the mother. And throughout the mother's life, they're found in places like the brain and the lungs, and particularly the breast and the even a cesarean scar. So Mother Nature starts working even from the time of within a first month of conception, that the fetus is helping the mother, and we carry those cells and cells from our grandmother, our maternal grandmothers, and siblings, that if we are the younger, we have our older siblings' cells within us that we carry for our life, most of our life. Sometimes they might die off a little sooner, but for most of us, they're going to stay with us. And so I love the concept that forever and always we are connected, and that we can do energy work and healing and affect those cells. And that's such to me, it's a huge comforting thing to know that we carry that lineage with us in our cells, and we get healing, and we can give healing in a bidirectional way, because that's how we were built. So recently, Cornelia and I and a host of others had the opportunity to go to Nepal with Dr. Clint and a group of others. And someone that joined she and I on our travels in Mumbai, from Mumbai to Kathmandu, was Varsha Naram, Dr. Naram's sister. And I asked her specifically about her mother. And she loved talking about her mom because she had such admiration for her. She was a brilliant woman who finished college, who taught, and one of her passions was Sanskrit. And it's just a wonderful introduction. And we have a picture of Dr. Naram and his mother. And in the book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, there's a wonderful story about how there's Marsha and Dr. Clint. How beautiful. There she is. She had such fun too with the orphans in Nepal. The picture of Varsha and her mom, do we have that from, I'm sorry, Dr. Clint and his mom? No. Dr. Naram and his mom, do we have that picture? There he is. Yes. And such a lovely story in the book about his mom being bedridden, and him asking her with the mama, "What do you want?" And she said, "I want to go walk the Himalayas." And his dad got really angry. How dare you give her false hope? And eventually she did heal, and she was able to fulfill that dream. But Dr. Naram so loved his mom, and I got a whole different vision of her from being able to talk to Varsha about her mom and how brilliant she was, and what an awesome individual she was. We also have Dr. Clint and his mom, and she had a family of 8, and there she is with her son sandwich. That's Gerald on the left and Dr. Clint on the right, with Millie being squeezed with love from the middle. And I just love that picture when we saw it. It's just it's so joyful and such a fun thing to see. And then we have one of me and my mom and my 2 sons from 1990, which is a long, long time ago as I think about it. But my mom was a fun person. She never met a stranger. She kept her hair platinum blonde her entire life. Never knew what her natural color was, but she was such a fun person. She was a typical Southern belle, and so entertaining, and absolutely intolerant of profanity. She would actually be at a cocktail party and hear somebody, with bad language, and go, "My, it's such a limited vocabulary." And to this day, when I hear somebody, using a lot of really colorful language, I think about that in my mom. So those are my sons on my sides there. My son Nathan on the far left of the photo next to my mom, and my son Scott on the other side. So with that, I think that brings us to our quote of the day. And back to Deborah.
Thank you, Carol. Those are beautiful pictures. It's funny, I think of Mother's Day as a bittersweet day, being an adoptive mother. I always think about what my daughter's mother had to give up, and I know that was hard. She was only 19 and unmarried. Um, and then the joy I have. And I know that conflicting feeling that she has, right? She wants to love her mother, but here I am, the one that raised her, and those conflicts, they come up on this day, on Mother's Day, and you know, those beautiful pictures we saw, they just warm my heart. But I know that's not true for everybody, and so I had difficulty putting together today because I wanted to focus on the good, recognizing that there's some pain involved too. And do we have the quote? Um, so this is the quote that I chose. Don't write your name on the sand. Waves will wash it away. Don't write your name in the sky. Wind may blow it away. Write your name in the hearts of people you come in touch with. That's where it will stay. And I thought about that, and I thought, that is the first person that wrote in my heart was my mother. She did some heart writing. And of course, I did heart writing in her heart too. And no matter what happened between us or in any situations with mothers, we write our names in their hearts and they write their names in our hearts. And that is true of all relationships. And so my mother has not been on the planet for a while, and she was a big part of my life. And but I recognize that we all write in each other's hearts, and we all have the characteristics of love and caring and protection that we give to one another. I'm not taking away from mothers at all, but recognizing these nurturing aspects of each one of us, men and women. And so today, as we, I see a hand raised. Ancient Secret Steward, please speak. Hand is gone. Okay.
Oh, that was just, I did that on accident. I just was loving what you're saying and trying to put a heart reaction in it. Oh, beautiful.
Thank you, Dr. Clint.
Beautiful, Carol. Beautiful, Debra-Ann. Wow.
Thank you. So as we think about our mothers, what I would like you to do is put in the chat one word, one quality that you saw in your mother or a mothering figure that touched your life, that you have memory of. And as you do that, I want to welcome the people that are here because I haven't done that yet. And of course, my heart is always full with the support team that we have, which is Cornelia and Carol Ray and Robin Lee and Beverley, who's also a co-host today. So good to see you, Belle. Katie, I know you're here. Thank you for being here, your lovely self. Judy Jerem, the man who in the MEE encouraged me to do some things that led me on the path to where I am today with Ancient Secrets. Dear Luke, Chris, so glad you're here. Roxanne and Rick, so glad you're here. Mei Chen, big hugs, lady. Jane, it's so nice to see you. And of course, Joseph and Susan, big love. Esther, hugs. Brad, thank you for being here. Christine, I love that you're here again. Anne, beautiful Anne. Sue, welcome. Nasib, so good to see you. Betty, Gail, Patricia, hugs across the waters. Siobhan, so good to see you. El Mao, oh, big hugs, brother. Nehemiah, thank you for coming. Mwah. And we've got Levi, big hugs, Levi. And Dr. Clint, so glad you're here. Who else do we have? Naomi, Ron, Shauna, Anne Renee, hugs Anne Renee. Bridget, love that you're here. Linda, thank you for coming. Katie, Susan, Christine, Gentle Hawk, James, beautiful, Cindy. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for coming. Carmen, I love you, Carmen. Thank you all for being here. I hope you all have written in the chat. So I'm going to do a little meditation before we do anything with that. But before we do that, let's see if I missed anything in my introduction. No, one of the stories I would like to share after we just drop from our heads to our hearts has to do with a different relationship, but a relationship that requires nurturing and love and protection, and that's a relationship with my husband. Ancient Secrets, when I found Ancient Secrets, I don't know if you all who are married and are women have ever heard that we get married, and after the ceremony, we're all about changing them to be what we think they should be. And I was no different than most people, and maybe some of you didn't experience that, but I think it's a human trait. And that is where I was when I met Ancient Secrets. And, you know, the differences we have, they say opposites attract. That's so true in my relationship. And so always trying to find a way, I don't know if you, this is a generalization, but it's been my experience that the females of the species tend to be sneaky. And so I put myself in that category too. So, you know, there was a little tension in our relationship because I'll share that with you after we drop from our heads to our hearts. So what I would like you to do is just settle down into your space, straight spine, feel your feet on the ground. Oh, the ground, our Mother Earth. We're celebrating mothers, and Mother Earth is here. You can close your eyes or keep them open, but recognize that your body is made of material things that came from our Mother Earth, who provides all of our needs in the form of water and food, the green berries and fruits that feed us in the summer season and in the spring, and the hard gourds or the vegetable type fruits that we get in the wintertime as they came from our fall seasons. The grasses that feel so good under our feet, they're cooling and they cover Mother Earth with a cooling mantle. And the waters, be they rivers, lakes, or the ocean filled with the salt waters, like the salt waters that run through our bodies. The beauty of water, water that has more than 3 phases. We have that 4th phase of water that's sometimes called easy water, the water that makes up most of our being, our brains, the saltiness, the miraculousness of water. Our Mother Earth provides that for us, and it circulates it in the rains and the sun that shines down on this planet, giving it life. The sun and the water combined together, it's like the father and the mother working together to grow the things not only in the plant world, but in our own bodies. The sun that helps the melatonin in our body provides between the sun and the earth, we get that antioxidant combination that helps reduce inflammation and gives instructions to our cells. Our mother, that the materium that birthed us, also nurtures us and protects us. Feel that wonder of the warmth in our body and our heart, where we think. That's where our thinking comes from. the heart that recognizes the beauty of the world around us, the beauty of the people that touch our lives, the beauty of nature, the beauty of another human being, the things that we see in one another, our ability to receive love and give love, the ability to protect the feelings of another and accept them as they are and love them as they are, all come from our heart. Our ability to even sense the world around us was given to us by our mothers in our bodies. We have the ability to see, the ability to smell, the ability to hear, the ability to taste, the ability to feel with our fingers and our skin, to sense the world around us. And we take in all these sensations into our inner world, our inner space, the space where we make sense of what's around us, our ability to take in new ideas, the ideas that were brought to us by Siddhaveda. Siddhaveda that teaches us how to be successful in the world, how to take all those sensory impulses and our immediate reactions to them, how we can change them. That is the beauty of ancient secrets. So as you breathe in, feel that air, the air and the oxygen that's been around the planet millions and millions of years. Every being that's lived on this planet, your entire lineage has some bits of oxygen and carbon dioxide and all those things that need for growth that come into your lungs as you breathe in and release. We are all connected in the beautiful way with our lineage that Carol shared with us. We are all connected. Breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in again. And release with a sigh and a shake and come back to this place. Carol, I would love it if you would share some of the words that were shared in gratitude in our chat. You're muted, my dear.
Just said that just means I have to put on my glasses, and I've lost about 3 pair in the last few days. So we had some, like me, a lot of people said a lot more than one word because, you know, I'm such a rules breaker. And there's wonderful words about moms that um, teach things like smiling at a stranger, show empathy, compassion, nurture. This is how I remember my beautiful mother, Gloria. Thanks for reading. And Gloria was an angel. And let's see if I can see who that was from. Is that Bridget, I believe? Hopefully that's Bridget. Belle says her mother was feisty. And Dr. Clint, via his phone thing, said faith was the one word that describes his mom. And Shauna says generous. Bridget, she's repeated the question there. And another generous, I said, one of my quotes from my mom, I think of it a lot these days. She goes, getting old ain't for sissies. and, that's very true. It's a tough road in your 70s and trying to navigate the changes in our bodies and minds. Renee says her mother was supportive, and Jane was strength. Susan, the word fun. Naomi, thank you for all that makes this meeting possible. It's a blessing to be here. So happy to have you. Brad, his mother was nurturing. Susan Lee, beautiful singer. And someone says my mother was enthusiastic, practical, inclusive, accepting. Patricia says her mother was challenged. And Beverly's mother was a nurturer, and continuous striving to be the best she could be. Courage, forgiveness for no reason at all. From Belle. Naomi, the word love says a lot. Judy's was compassionate and hardworking, and Robin's, she would call her mother an equalitarian to come up with one word. She insisted on treating girls and boys equally, including her cousins, and in the case for any of the cousins or Asian friends growing up. Belle's also listed forgiveness for no reason at all. And Chris's was my mother's sacrifices, giving me life and filling my heart and soul. Nehemiah's was infinite love, unconditional love, and the best ability despite all the limitations in her own wounded personality. Chris's was resilience, and Linda Smith's is that her mother is a retired county reference librarian, and grateful that she gave birth to me. And we're grateful for that too. Linda Smith in Shasta, California, Mount Shasta. And Jerem, thank you, dear Mom, for all you gave the whole family and its challenges, where you are amazing for putting up with my stuff and staying in the state of connection with love for me. And Esther Francis, bio mom Mary, gave me the gift of independence. A spiritual mom, Mrs. Hill, gave me the gift of experience, joyous, deep, unconditional, sweet, pure love, which Esther magnifies tenfold. Grandma Alec gave me a foot massage, a refuge on Saturday mornings, and most delicious cakes. All glory to Divine Mother who births all, and Divine Father who impregnates in the union and inseparably of the one, who expresses itself in Mother, Father, all that isness. And El Mal from Africa, my mother was altruist, others before his own children. And Linda Smith says her mother is a Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon, and gives her mother's genealogy. Grandma got her degree in home
Scorpio
economics.
moon.
Yeah, I remember the picture of her smiling and wearing graduation cap and gown. That's beautiful. And her grandpa's 104. Wow. And my mom
Grandma
is
is 104.
I'm sorry?
Grandma's 104. Grandpa left Earth in the early 70s.
Okay, Linda, thank you so much. I believe that's all. After Mary, her mother was inspirational and an amazing role model. So that's fun to share those words and sentences and paragraphs about our moms. And one of the biggest, brightest, most experienced mothers I know is Miss Beverley. Oh my goodness, when I met her in Nepal, I was absolutely amazed. And I'm going to let Beverley tell her story of how many children she's fostered and the mothering that she's done. So with that,
Before we do that, Carol,
yeah.
I'm going to finish my story.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
That's no problem. That's no problem, because Beverly's going to follow me. So thank you all for sharing that. There are so many things that you said in the chat where I just want to give you the suggestion that the reason you see that in your mom is because it's in you. You see the delightful things, you see the other things that you might see in yourself. So I was going to finish the story about my husband and I said, you know, there's nurturing between spouses. And in 2007, my husband, we almost lost my husband. And so it was a real challenge. It was many, many years. And he has remained medically complicated all this time, and his kidneys have not recovered, and they continue to decline. And that was a concern. And all of the numbers in his health were also declining. And, you know, I mentioned in every relationship, there's two perspectives. There's their perspective, and then there's your perspective. And the only people that we really have control of is ourselves. And so my story to you comes to you from my perspective and what happened, because I learned I can't control my husband or anybody else. And so we would have a lot of tension because I would want him to change his diet, to do something different. And that's where I met Ancient Secrets. And in Ancient Secrets, I learned that it's about me. I can't do anything for or with anyone else. So I needed to change me. in the relationship. But there was a big struggle because I wanted him to heal and I wanted him to be with us a long time. So when I learned a Titi Debu Baba, to treat the unexpected guest as if God himself has come, I started to apply that to my relationship with my husband. You know, his physical challenges and his choices are his. And God, if I see him as God, and I started to see him as God, I had to recognize that God was choosing to have these particular things in his life. And I needed to honor that. How could I dare tell God what to do? It didn't happen overnight. I had to use the forgive and forget, Marma, and I had to change the words to forgive and accept. But over a period of time, I did. I saw him as a divine being, having a divine experience with his own choices. And I don't know if you all have had this experience, but it's like when you look at a child enjoying something or learning something new, in your heart, you just have this overwhelming joy, and you see the world through their eyes, and you have just an immense amount of love and joy about this being, this child enjoying. I had that experience with my children. Well, I had this experience with my husband when I started to look at him as God enjoying life or suffering life by his own choices. And that was okay. And because of this relationship of loving and acceptance, whatever happened, I would accept as a Titi Debu Baba coming my way. And I remember watching him sitting at the computer, because even in his retirement, he's working. And I'm just looking at him and having that same feeling about just joy of who he was. And no matter what happened, it would be okay. And I didn't have to change him. I didn't have to make him use the herbs or use ancient secrets or change his diet or anything, because his experience was unique to him, and I had signed on to experience it with him. And then he was given the opportunity to apply for getting a kidney transplant. And so we went through all of the things that needed to be done, and he was turned down. They told him he wasn't able to have a kidney transplant because of the condition of his body. He had too many other problems, that it wouldn't work. And he got very depressed. And again, letting that be, loving him through it. And he said to me going forward that he was going to get another opinion from another doctor, but that he was willing to try the herbs and go the ancient secret route, but maybe not all the way. And he told me that, and I just, in my just letting go of everything, I just let that be. He had to tell me a second time that he was willing to try the herbs. And so the second time around, I thought, okay, who would be the best person for him to meet with? It's Dr. Giovanni, who is, because my husband's all Western medicine, because Dr. Giovanni is a doctor and he knows ancient secrets. And so they connected, and he was willing to do the herbs, maybe not willing to do the diet, but he was willing to do the herbs. So April 30th, he had his blood test, and he'd been on the herbs for 6 months. And he saw his doctor, and he came home and he showed me, he had never shown me his paperwork before, but showed me how every single one of his, of what they'd been monitoring for him, for his kidneys, for diabetes, for creatinine levels, for C-reactive protein, for all of those levels, which had been going up, which made him qualified to even seek kidney transplant, have been reversed to the 2023 levels. And his doctor said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Oh, it's my wife and some herbs." And the doctor said, "Well, as long as it's, you know, I'd like to see what those herbs are. And as long as they're not toxic, continue doing what you're doing. And so I share that with you because I don't believe we would have gotten there if I hadn't been able to let go and accept. And this whole journey is about letting go and accepting. And that is my sharing today of a nurturing relationship, like a mother to a child, with my husband. And now, before I just want to celebrate, jazz hands, celebrate that it's moving forward. And I'm happy about it. I'm grateful about it. And I'm not taking responsibility for it. And I'm still seeing him as God having his own experience on the planet. And Beverley, you for me are such an inspiration as a mother. And you have had the ability to mother children that are your own, children that you adopted, and foster children. And I would love you to share with us your life and your experience, however you wish, whatever you would like to share with us on this Mother's Day.
I will share with you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. And I'd just like to say a warm welcome to everyone who's here today, and to all of you who have shared today. There's so much that we all can relate to in each other's story. So I think that's one of the highlights of coming together and really sharing. And I think when I look at snippets of my life, I've always considered myself as an intergenerational connector, as a connector in life, not necessarily from that mother perspective, but also from that human perspective. And so my grandmother, when I was little, I'm sure if she could have, she would have been off in the mission fields as a missionary. And so she was a single parent mom and lived in poverty most of her life. And so she would welcome the missionaries back to the church and give them a warm place and warm food and nurture them back to health before they went back out to the mission fields. So I got to help her a lot. And I think that planted the seed to when I went off to Nepal in 2023. And because I've always had a yearning to adopt a child from one of these countries. And so when my husband and I, it wasn't very long into our marriage, and we started fostering children. And so we fostered children for 47 years. And we didn't only just foster children, of course, we became very involved in the whole system, the whole part of it. And so many of the children that we took, we worked with emotionally disturbed pre-adolescents, which meant that these children had been highly traumatized. We worked for a number of years of taking children that had been incarcerated, that had been in jail, and they needed to be reunited back into the community. And so when I look at that, about 50%, I would say, went on to be successful, and the other 50% went back and tasted jail again for a session or two. But what I learned in that was a tiki diva bawa, that every child that enters our home, every child that we are able to help is the face of God. And with every child is a mother. When a child is conceived, as Carol was saying today, when the egg and the sperm unite, there's also a seed that's ignited in the heart. And the breast is often the first place that tells us we're pregnant. And so that seed is there and it doesn't go away. And so for me, there was no healing of the children until I understood the mother or understood the parents, and until I fully accepted those parents. So that took me to the streets to meet many mothers. That took me to meet with mothers who could never recover from alcoholism and drugs, and somehow that became more important than their children. And so the children that permanently came into our life, their mothers also came into our lives with them. And so I never wanted to separate a child from their mother, no matter what the circumstances were. And I know one little girl that came to us, she was 12 at the time, and my daughter had her own children. And she said to my daughter, "You don't get it." She said, "I don't like being a foster child and living in a foster home." And my daughter said, "Yes, sweetie, I do get it. I never lived in anything but a foster home." She said, "I spent my whole life in a foster home." And so it changed the perspective for that little girl quite rapidly. And when I went to Nepal and looked in the little faces of all these little children, I know there's a mother out there somewhere in Nepal, wherever, that little child belongs to. And whether or not that mother can raise that child or has any capabilities of that, there is a mother there. And so I went on to work with mothers who had disabilities. And I ran a program for a number of years for mothers with disabilities, because the belief system is if you have a disability, you don't have the ability to parent, to look after yourself. And many of them do. Many of them do. And so the journey that I have been given and asked to walk has been such a blessing for me and for my children. And my children have benefited amazingly, and they all are very successful children. I have taught many foster parenting courses. Foster parents have to qualify and learn how to become foster parents before they can take children in. And so I have taught many courses. I have been in mentoring programs and mentored many foster families. And there's always that need to protect your own children, and that fear that if you have a child that's coming in who's addicted to drugs and whatnot, that they're going to somehow pass it on to their own children or hurt their own children or whatever. There's a lot of fear in, and also a fear around bringing their extended families in. So that's something that I've always encouraged people to be open, to be forgiving, to help, because I know when that child is 18 and goes beyond the care, that the first thing they're going to do is look for their extended family. They're going to look for their birth mom. And sometimes they go on to nurture, to be the caregiver for their mother. And the more understanding that they have of what has taken their mother down that path, the more they're equipped in life to walk that journey that they've been given. And so it's really interesting. I just have a new a son who has a new baby that's 2 months old, and he made sure that I was the first one that knew that they were pregnant. When it came to the grandmother and seeing the baby first, he said, "You are the chosen grandmother." And but he's open to taking his baby to his mother, who hasn't mothered him, hasn't been a successful mother to him since he was 2.5. And so, but he's open. He's open to letting her hold the baby and whatnot. So it's all a gift. It's all a journey that God has presented for us and given to us. And there's so many ways, there's so many different ways that we walk as mother in this world. And so today I want to honor all those mothers, particularly the ones who are on the fringe, on the outside of mothering, and maybe not even considered as a mother. And so, because I know that seed is in the heart, and I know that seed will always be there. And so I wrote down some little thoughts that I want to share with you before I finish. And that is, to those who lost a child this year, we mourn with you. To those who are in the trenches with little ones and you wear the badge of milk and food and stains all over you, we honor you. To those who experience the loss of a child through miscarriage or abortion, we mourn with you deeply. To those who walk, sorry, just give me a moment. To those who walk the hard path of infertility, full of tests and tears and disappointment, and maybe never success, we walk that journey with you. To those who are foster moms, mentor moms, spiritual moms, orphan moms, we need you. To those who have warm and close loving relationships with your children, we celebrate you. To those who have disappointment, heartache, distance from your children, we will sit with you. To those who lost their mothers this year, we grieve with you. To those who experienced abuse at the hands of your mother, we acknowledge your experience, and we also acknowledge her experience. To those who are step-parents, we honor you as you seek those complex paths. To those who envisioned lavishing love on a grandchild, but this has never happened, we grieve with you. To those who will have emptier nests this year as your child moves on into adult life, we send love to you. To those who placed your child up for adoption, we honor you, we remember you, and we hold you in your heart. To those who are pregnant with new life, expecting, maybe even surprised that you're pregnant and that wasn't what the plan was, but that was the plan God had for that child, we anticipate with you. To those who lost a child with illness, suicide, mental health, accidents, we hold you in our prayers. The golden angels are with you every Sunday morning. To those who are caregivers, many of you are caregivers of your spouse, but many of us have been caregivers for years and years of a child who has special needs. And that is a role that is a very difficult road. And the mother, the caregiver, is not always acknowledged and honored. We pray that you find rest and rejuvenation, and that you're able to find nurturing and love for your needs, as well as your child or who you're caring for. So that's my message for today.
Beverley, that was awesome. Oh my gosh, I don't have words except I'm going to read the quote again, because all of the mothers and all of the relationships we have, don't write your name on the sand. Waves will wash it away. Don't write your name in the sky. Wind may blow it away. Write your name in the hearts of people you come in touch with. all those children, Beverly. So beautiful, all the unsung mothers, all the situations you brought up. That's where your name will stay. Let's do some heart writing with the people that we come in touch with. I would like to open the floor now. I think we've got about 10 minutes before we go to breakout rooms and we have a song, but I would like you all, okay, just one moment, Carol. When you go into the breakout rooms, share what love taught you today. Carol.
I just want to say, let's put our hands together for Beverly and send her a blast of Ancient Secrets community love. And what a brilliant message. It touched my heart so very deeply. It was, the words were so profound, and I'm so grateful for you. So hope that you receive this blast of love and know how much we value you and how much we love you. And I see you, I honor you, and I love you. And
I love you and I'm with you.
Thank you so much. Before we go to that and to Nehemiah, just one more little picture. Robin, could you bring up the picture I just put in the global thing? And I just want to share this one tiny moment that was a gift from Dr. Clint to get to go to Nepal. We were celebrating Cornelia's birthday and Holi at Benita's child home for children. I think she has 60 kids now. And everybody was wet and full of color, and I was really exhausted. And I sat down in my lap, and this beautiful child comes and crawls in my lap and takes my arms and folds them around him and leans into me and starts whispering, "Mama, Mama, Mama." And at that moment, I was a mother. I was love. I was acceptance. I was in the heart of that child, and that child was in my heart. And in just those precious moments, there's something so magical that when you open your heart to a child, it's so healing. And I just wanted to share that beautiful moment with you in Nepal. This is one of the kids that gets supported from your contributions. If you buy the Ancient Secrets cookbook or the pet book or Dr. Clint's book, or you attend our classes, the proceeds go to help take care of, I think we have up 9 orphanages now we're supporting in Nepal. So thank you for that continued support. Nehemiah.
Oh, wow. It's amazing what I've just heard. I want to honor today 4 mothers that I was in touch with in my life, and 1 going to be mother. My biological mother, she wanted to die even before I was born, because she was so dependent on her husband, who was a high being, but he died 3 months after I was born. So my mother lived for 12 years extra just to keep us going, me and her son and my brother. And she gave us the best she could. I used to be a very mixed feeling about her, whatever it was, admire from long distance, and then underneath I was angry, and I projected this anger on my adopting mother, my aunt, as if she took me away, and she didn't. She chose even not to call herself mother, she called herself, so I can honor my mother. So her name was Malka, and she also had her own tragedy, but she loved me with all her heart and gave me the best she could. And there was another mother who gave me, when my mother wasn't able to carry me, she held me for 2 years and gave me milk with her other daughter. So we both were receiving milk. Her name was Sarah. And all of those women had some depression inside them. They still overcame it and gave love and love and love. And there was even a 4th mother who couldn't even go her own child because she didn't have this capacity. So she sent him away to boarding school, and he became great. He became a great peace warrior with Rabin, with with Begin, with others, tried to bring peace to the Middle East as a military peace person. So they were all great mothers. But the point I'm trying to make is they were the greatest mother they could be according to their capacity. And when I was able to accept it, I feel just gratitude to each one of them and love because they gave their best, including the one that couldn't go on her own child, but could feed. She would feed me like, I wouldn't say how much because she was cook. And the mother that I want to honor today, especially because she needs a lot of support, is a woman called Jennifer De Nicola that couldn't come here today because she failed the internet thing. And next week I hope she will. And she has a very complex relationship with her family who really tried to push her out of the house and everything because of complex things they won't get into. Very hard for her to forgive them and all this. However, she's trying to give meaning to her life by bringing a child to this world. And every time the embryo fails, every time it doesn't work. So she finds some comfort with dogs that she adopted and gives them motherly, and only one of them is left. And I always been trying to help her not to commit suicide all this time. Now she has, for the first time, an embryo which is 6 months old, which means the chance of giving birth is so high. And she wants to come here to be with you and couldn't because of internet situation. I hope next week she can come. So I just want to hold my heart and my prayer with everyone that Jennifer De Nicola will become the mother that she never had. And the last mother I want to honor more than all of them is the one I found later. So a long process that all my mother led me to, the divine mother within me. This mother is infinite. And she sent me through all this experience to choose these parents to be born to, and all this stuff that I didn't share with you now, just that I'll grow enough to have my mother inside me and being able to fulfill the meaning of the name that my mother gave me, Nehemiah, divine compassion, and give as much compassion I can, even though I'm a man, as much motherly love and fatherly love to everybody I meet, wherever I meet them. And to accept them all, even the criminal, whatever, because they're all walking through whatever they're walking. So thank you for letting me share so in such extent.
Thank you, Nehemiah.
Shalom.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't see any other hands. So
Do we have
maybe-
time for a song?
well, maybe we can do I Love You and I'm With You, because so we can have our Facebook friends have that blast of love.
Okay.
And then we'll have a song and breakout rooms. So
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you
and I'm with you.
I
I
love
love
you
you
and
and
I'm
I'm
with
with you.
I love you and I'm
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and
I
I'm
love
with
you
you.
and I'm with
with
you.
you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you.
Love you
I love
and I'm
you and
with
I'm
you.
with you. I love you and I'm
Thank
with
you
I
you.
all.
love you
you
and I'm
and
with you.
I love you
And I'm with you.
I love you and I'm
I
with
love
you.
you and I'm with
Bringing
you.
it up to Cornelia to
I love
make
you and
this
I'm
thing
with
work.
you.
You and I am with
Love you
I
you.
and I'm
love
with
you
you.
and I'm with you.
Love you and I am with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Yeah,
I love you and
wonderful,
I'm with you.
everyone. We have spoken about the mothers that we all celebrate, and there's one mother that was also briefly mentioned, and for me, that is also Mother Earth, Gaia. And there's this beautiful song that I just remembered this morning when I was thinking about how much we actually also are nurtured by Mother Earth, and that song is okay. I need to kind of mute everyone so we don't have that going over the song. And the song is called Mother, I Feel You. And so you will kind of probably recognize then also a little bit the lyrics, and you might want to sing along a little bit. You might want to get up, and I will fade it out at some point, and then I'll open up the breakout rooms. So thank you for that. So let me just find the music now. I had it already up here in the background.
Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Mother, I hear you in the river's song, eternal waters flowing on and on. Mother, I hear you in the river's song, eternal waters flowing on and on. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Father, I see you when the eagle flies. Light of the Spirit's gonna take us higher. Father, I see you when the eagle flies. Light of the Spirit's gonna take us higher. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ya hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I